Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early. It's 5 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, first of all, I apologize if you're put off. I was right in the middle of my workout, and to tell you the truth, I'm just too busy today, and I'm not going to change and then change again just to do a 5-minute video. So I apologize if you can't deal with it. But all right, I'm kind of upset, kind of angry this morning. I was in the middle of my workout and I saw news on the TV. I had the TV on in the background while I was working out, and I saw a news report of something that just happened in my city here, right here, a mile away from my house where I'm sitting right now, last Saturday night. And it reminds me of the video. It has to do with the video I did about the black homeless man asking me for help, and how I seriously, I want to help him any way I can without slowing down my own progress, of course, but give him a handout to pay it forward, to help him any way I can. All right, so the news report I saw, and there'll be a link to this right down below, and I'll probably put some pictures on my thumbnail. I'm going to have to be very careful because I want this video to be seen, but I don't want it to be demonetized, so I'm going to have to be very careful with the words, phrases, and pictures I use, because YouTube is not tolerant of this this kind of subject matter, and I can't blame them. Okay, there was a gathering, I don't know if you call it a protest. It looks like all 10 guys standing on the corner of a street right next to here, Route 72 in Bristol. Citizen, I believe it's Caucasian people for keeping Connecticut Caucasian. I hope I could even say that. You'll see the picture. I wasn't aware of this. I wasn't aware of this happening. And there's about 10, 12 guys. I tried to, whenever I see stuff like this, I try to look as close as I can. I'm like, who is doing this? Do I know are these people in my, somewhere in my, do I see them in my usual, day-to-day travels or what? I want to get an idea because they cover their faces. I want to talk about that too. They look like they're probably, I'm guessing in their 20s by their stance, by their build. Young men in their 20s or 30s, faces covered on a Saturday night. So, like I said, you'll see I don't think I need to describe it any further. The first thing that comes to mind is why, if you're such a proud American, you're so proud of your background, of your heritage, why do you cover your face? That's my first question. To me, it's very cowardly. Either you're trying to hide from what you're doing. I'm sure these people would probably answer something along the lines of they're trying to intimidate other people, by being like an outlaw kind of look or something like that. But the bottom line is, if you have to cover your face and hide your identity along with all your friends, then you're doing something that you're ashamed of or embarrassed of. That you're afraid of getting punished for. If you truly believe in something, I don't think I would be afraid, of getting punished for it. Let the chips fall where they may. If you truly believe in something, like back in the 60s, all the protesters that would make a point of getting arrested. Now look at these guys, comparing to, just off the top of my head, to those protesters back in the 60s and 70s, proudly getting arrested for their cause. And look at these guys with their faces covered, hiding their identities in the middle of the night. Another thing I want to talk about too, these are just little things I noticed. A Saturday night, I thought about back when I was in my late teens, my 20s, my 30s. I was out on Saturday nights. I would clean up, I would wash my car, even back when I was using. And it was a date night. I would go on a date. If I was going out with one girl especially, it would be like movies and pizza or bowling or the fair or going to a local amusement park or whatever. But I would be spending my Saturday night. I could not, even if I was driven towards some goal, I can't imagine myself blowing off my girlfriend or my date to go hang out with 10 or 12 of my loser buddies to cover our faces and stand on the side of the road and spew vile hate. It just makes me wonder what kind of life these people have. And it reminds me of Nick Fuentes. Again, it's the same age bracket. I don't understand why these 20, 30-year-olds, 30-somethings are so obsessed with the idea that things are being taken away from them. You know, they're being reverse discriminated against. Okay, now, like I said, you know, when I did the video about helping the black man, the black homeless man, that was Monday. So this little protest, this little gathering of cowards, had already happened a few days earlier, and I didn't know about it. But I'm wondering if the man I was talking to, if he knew about it. And now now you kind of understand why I said that I mentioned the color our races, because it was definitely an underlying, you know, we were both very aware of it, you know, from people looking over at us, from just the two of us standing there. It was just very apparent. Like I said, and I didn't even know this little gathering had happened Saturday, you know, and I wonder if he knew about it. You know, at the end, like when we parted ways, he said, "Thank you for treating me like a real person." And then he said, I can't remember exact words, but he said something, not everybody has treated me like a real person like you, people like you, or something like that. But it was, to me, it was insinuated that he's been the subject of racism. That's definitely the feeling I got. Now, he wasn't complaining about it. He wasn't coming out and saying it outright. But by his tone, by what he was talking about, I could see the troubled look in his eyes. You know, I'd almost call it fear, so not fear, but just the troubled look in his eyes as I was talking to him. So that's what I wanted to say about this gathering that was in my town of you know, cowards on a Saturday night, when most guys their age would be out with their girlfriends. These guys are standing with their loser buddies with their faces covered on the side of the road, worshiping their cult figure, Donald Trump, and spewing vile hatred. I don't get it sometimes. Let me know what you think. Have a good Tuesday.